it's Rihanna and welcome back to another film review. Today we're going to be talking about Independence Day Resurgence, and it may come as quite a shock to some of you, but last night was the first time I actually watched the original Independence Day film. I watched them back to back and I really enjoyed the first Independence Day film. Had a lot of fun watching it. Independence Day Resurgence, however, let's get into it. So Independence Day Resurgence isn't actually the fourth film in the Divergent series. I mean, false advertising or what. This film is of course directed by Roland Emmerich once again and takes place 20 years after the 1996 alien attack on the world. And in this kind of futuristic 2016 we have hovercrafts, we're experimenting on the moon and all of that jazz, and we didn't expect the aliens to come back. And what happens? The aliens come back, they have bigger ships, and they're very angry. Great, we are screwed. But this time the aliens don't just want us to die, they want revenge for what happened 20 years ago, and they want the molten core of our Earth. So naturally, Jeff Goldblum and the gang have to stop the aliens. It's pretty much the same as the first film. Let's get some of the positives and the redeeming qualities of Independence Day Resurgence out of the way first. So we have Bill Pullman returning as President Thomas Whitmore and Jeff Goldblum returning as David Levinson, and they were probably my favourite characters in Independence Day Resurgence because we've seen these characters before, we know and love them, they're great, I love seeing them back. Other redeeming qualities about this film is that some of the CGI looks really impressive. There's some really cool looking CGI and special effects in certain points of this film. And then you get to the mass destruction of places like London that you see in the trailer, and the CGI doesn't look good in those scenes whatsoever. And I have to give this film points for being bigger and better and more original than the first one. With a sequel you want elements of the first film in the sequel, but you want to do it 10 times better. So I give them points for trying. And one more positive I have to say about this film is that the creature design and the alien design in this film looks really cool. I don't want to give any spoilers away, even though I'm not sure anyone cares about spoilers at this point, but there's an alien creature in this that looks freaking amazing when it comes to creature design. It looks great. Independence Day Resurgence is a turn your brain off popcorn flick with tons of explosions, and I hate using that for excuses for blockbusters, but it is. It's the typical run-of-the-mill disaster movie that you're probably looking for, and if you're into disaster movies then you will probably enjoy this movie. So that's actually all there is for positives for this film, which is kind of depressing considering how much I loved the first Independence Day film when I watched it for the first time yesterday. Let's get on to the negatives. President Whitmore and David Levinson from the original Independence Day movie are the best characters in Independence Day Resurgence. Jeff Goldblum basically saves the film from being a complete and utter disaster. The new characters in the form of Patty Whitmore, which we actually saw in the first film, along with Dylan Hiller, who we saw in the first film, both as children. We now have Maika Monroe playing the president's daughter, who is engaged to Liam Hemsworth character Jake Morrison, who's an orphan. He's got a best friend Charlie, blah blah. They give you these little things to kind of make you try to almost care about these new characters when you just don't. So these three new characters have like a little connection. They were all in flighting school together, they were all in training, they all fly and train on the moon and stuff. But the film doesn't give us enough time with these new characters to really get to know them and really get to care about them. And the new characters with the actors Liam Hemsworth and Maika Monroe really do not pull off the fake screaming. You know, in films where they're like driving into some sort of explosion and they're like, ah! This movie is just 2 hours of that. In the first Independence Day movie, the different families and the different connections, like we had David Levinson and his father, we had the president and his daughter and his wife, we had Miguel and his father, we had all of those nice connections and family bonds and love and heart in the first Independence Day movie, whereas this film really doesn't care about its characters, it just wants to get straight into its action. And weirdly enough, in an action film, the action is the thing that affects the pacing the most. So here's how the film goes with its pacing. Here's the old characters, here's the new characters. Oh no, the aliens are coming back, we need to defeat the aliens. Action, slows right down. It rushes so quickly into that, you don't know who most of these characters are and you don't really care about them either. And then after they have the first spectacular mass destruction scene, the film slows right down, and then it bores you. So amongst the other problems of this film, the pacing really does not help. Action sequels always feel like they need to go bigger and better. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, Independence Resurgence is your typical run-of-the-mill disaster movie with cheesy dialogue, characters you don't really care about, and lots of mass destruction. The first Independence Day movie, it has a lot of heart in there, and I thought that was something special about this disaster movie in particular. But with Resurgence, it tries to get into its action a little bit too fast, and I didn't really care about the characters unless they were the original characters. Reverting back to the original again, and here I was saying I wasn't going to compare them. As I said, if you like the typical disaster movies, you want a popcorn flick, or you just want to switch your brain off at the cinema, feel free to go see Independence Day Resurgence. You might have an amazing time, but personally this film pretty much bored me, so I'm going to be giving Independence Day Resurgence a fail. I was on the verge of draw, but the more I think about this film, the more I do not like it. So if you've seen Independence Day Resurgence, let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments, and what's your favourite disaster movie? Let me know. If you like this review, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be putting on lots more TV reviews and movie reviews for you guys very, very soon. All my social media links, including my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and Letterboxd, will be down below in the description. Come follow me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you very soon. Bye!